The Horses of St. Mark, art that has travelled more than any army. High above St. Mark's Square in Venice, 4 bronze horses stand frozen in motion. They are alert, powerful, and poised to move forward, yet they have not taken a step in centuries. These horses are often described as trophies, but trophies are taken once. These horses have been repurposed, again and again. Their story is not about theft. It is about how power adopts art, and how art survives power by allowing itself to be reinterpreted. The horses form what is known as a quadriga, a 4-horse chariot team, cast entirely in bronze. They are larger than life, anatomically precise, and engineered to be seen from below. No artist signed them, no workshop claimed them. Even their exact date remains uncertain. Most scholars place their creation somewhere between classical Greece and early imperial Rome, a period when bronze sculpture reached extraordinary technical heights. The casting method used here was so advanced that it was effectively lost for centuries. From the beginning, these horses were not meant for quiet admiration. They were made for public authority. Their earliest known home was likely a monumental civic space in Constantinople, the imperial capital of the Eastern Roman world. They may have stood above the Hippodrome, a vast ceremonial arena where emperors appeared before the people, where politics, ritual, and spectacle converged. In that setting, the horses did not represent speed or victory alone. They represented continuity. They signalled that the ruler below them stood in a lineage older than memory. Already, the horses were doing what they would always do, lend historical gravity to the present. In 1204, that gravity shifted. Following the Fourth Crusade, Venice emerged as a dominant maritime power, deeply entangled with the legacy of Byzantium. The horses were transported across the sea and installed above the façade of Basilica di San Marco. They were not hidden, they were elevated. For Venice, the horses became a visual argument that the Republic was not merely wealthy, but legitimate. An heir to imperial tradition rather than a challenger to it. The horses changed meaning without changing form. They always did. Nearly 6 centuries later, they moved again. In 1797, Venice fell to Napoleon Bonaparte. The horses were taken to Paris and placed atop the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel. In France, they no longer spoke of inherited authority. They spoke of modern empire, of conquest, reframed as destiny. But empires, unlike bronze, are fragile. When Napoleon fell, the horses returned to Venice, not as spoils reclaimed, but as survivors. Today, the horses no longer face the open air. The originals now rest inside the Basilica Museum, protected from pollution, vibration, and time. The figures on the facade are replicas, careful stand-ins for forms too valuable to risk again. This final move is not an act of retreat. It is a transformation. For the first time in their long history, the horses are no longer enlisted by power. They are preserved by memory. Behind glass, they stop performing authority and begin performing endurance. The horses of St. Mark have crossed empires without belonging to any of them. They have outlasted cities, rulers, and ideologies, not by resisting history, but by absorbing it. They remind us that art does not simply witness power. Sometimes power needs art in order to believe in itself. And sometimes art survives by letting power pass.